For this video, we'll be replicating the AE86 from Initial D. And as you may know, the car is driven in the series, of course, by Takumi and Bunta Fujiwara, Bunta being the father, Takumi being the son. So the car is white and black with some nice rims on it, and it looks completely different from mine. And as you can see here, we're hovering over the fender option, where we're going to start first. This must change. So we're going to try to make the car look very similar to the one in Initial D, but we're going to see this car is not stock. By no means have already modified it, and as you can see, some options are left blank. Now we're already rocking the yellow fog lights there, and I must say I kind of chose that without watching the series. I'm just so surprised. So he did not have a roll cage in the car. No roll cage, which is kind of crazy to me, thinking he got that far without having a roll cage. I'm up to see stage 4. I'm not sure if in stage 5 or 6 he puts in a roll cage, but I highly doubt it. I do know he has a a bucket seat, but we do have buckets in this car. And let's see, fenders, we're gonna have to do stop body, but Rockstar already gave it a little bit of flair. Not too bad, not too aggressive. And no, we're not gonna do the sleepy eye mod. We're gonna do the regular eyes. Carbon hood or secondary hood. I want to do the carbon hood because of it's just carbon. Well, let's do secondary hood because the car never got that type of hood in the game. Okay, so interior, sports seats. Could we change it to a more... No, it only gets worse. Okay, so we're gonna most likely keep the seat that we have and see if we could actually recolor it. Maybe black, because the one he has in the game, once the car got a new engine and it was just too much for the regular seats, he got one seat which is a bucket seat, and then one seat was an OEM seat. So it was black seats, just a regular black bucket seat. So we're gonna see, I already seen the one that I will put on the car. Decent wheel options here. Yeah, 13 grand, just like that. Okay. Dash, it was a stock AE86. Semi strip, no. Street, we could see the fuel pump. And I think I'm just gonna do the stock because it's cheaper, and the car was really stock in terms of interior. And it's so amazing that no one looked at that car and thought, yeah, this car definitely is capable of doing such things. So kind of the ultimate sleeper if you think about it. Livery, and of course, as you can see here, delivery boy, and futo means tofu in English. So quite interesting that someone at Rockstar actually took the time out to make this available for the futo. Now, I'm not quite sure that little middle section, that black section, when I'm changing the colors right underneath the door liver there, that goes all around the car. I think I need that to be white. And here we go. Yeah, it definitely has to be white. But now let's do one of the whites here. See, tofu right on the back of it. Okay, so we're gonna shop around, see which color we like, but we're just gonna do black because the car, unfortunately, I don't know if they had any special options on the 86. Initial D was kind of animated on a really tight budget, it seems to me, until it got picked up by a really big company in the later stages. Ooh, packing Rubber. This would have been really useful for him if he didn't have Project D bringing around his tires in that shop, in that van. Okay, so skirts extension. I do like that skirt. It does look nice. That's the only thing I think I'm gonna put on there of my personal touch. Spoilers. I think I'm gonna leave it with none. Yeah, we're gonna remove the sun strip and wheels type. I will fast forward here for you guys. And here we are, the Fujiwara. Now, that is the guy's last name, which is crazy to think about, because I put this wheel on so many other cars, and I never thought about the connection between Initial D and this. So some of the other wheels look good too, and they could actually pass. I'm not one of those people who, oh, you got the wrong wheels, you must put the right ones, or it didn't have a chrome lip, or the lip was painted, or whatever. It's probably one of the last things we would actually remember of the car, but yeah. So the wheels were black. And what else? I think I'm forgetting something, because something looks off about the car, but I'll definitely figure it out. Suspension. We're gonna do lowered suspension, because he does love to do the garter drop technique. If he does that on this, I guess this thing is would be bottoming out way too hard. And the thing is, this car is very dependent on what suspension that you have to make it drift. So this should be very interesting when I'm trying to slide this thing. Okay, so we do have the stock front and rear bumper installed. And yes. So now we're at the hours where he would typically drive the car. The sun, of course. So, yeah, let's take it for a ride. I have already reviewed this car. It's a nice continuation of where the original Futo left off. And yes, it is driving different. It's crazy what a little bit of suspension can actually do for a vehicle, right? So, it's still a Futo. To be frank, it's still a Futo, so it should be easy to drift. Let's try. Not bad. As again, I'm not used to it. I've always did maximum suspension. When I'm driving these types of cars, the lighter cars, they do need the suspension. I couldn't imagine this thing on stock suspension. Not bad. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Clutch kick here. Ooh. This is fun. Not gonna lie, this is a nice car to drive. And it definitely seems to match the wildness of what he went through with the car in the series that he had. So, as you can see, the car came out great. I'm very happy. Maybe I would go back and change the tint. For some reason, I just can't stand cars that don't have interior modifications to have no tint. So if it has no tint, it must have something happening in the interior. But we removed that, and it's completely stock. So yeah, as you can see, Futo on the back translated to the English, which is tofu. I wish I could have put the actual Japanese plate on there, but yeah, it is what it is. Wheels match, the door livery, just perfect. The bumper brackets are actually white, carrying that tradition route all around the car. And the engine is the best one I think I've ever seen so far. I've never really seen someone else do this in GT Online. So as you can see here, so in one of the origins, the later stages, the main character blew up the first engine that came stock with the 86, and then his father put in a racing engine which looks somewhat similar to this, and it's very quick. So it was a 1.6-liter racing engine from Toyota, of course, Toyota, right? And car it performed very strong. That's why he needed the bucket seat. It's a good story overall, and you can see how talent is really, shown, and he really figures everything out on his own than having his father tell him. But his father is actually a legend himself, so it does give him a little bit of guidance. But not to bore you guys who are just already know the story. So not too bad. I do like this. I might do the RX-7 next, and then I might look up the I know the Sultan is in here. We could do his father's Sultan, or his father's Subaru 22B. So yeah, let's definitely do that. And yeah, I'm gonna show you some clips when I'm trying to drift it on this road that looks somewhat similar to Mount Akina, somewhat similar. So that's pretty much for the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do you watch Initial D? Tell me which stage is your favorite stage down below. Alright, thank you.